Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Oz by Drone Special Nose Edition.
I don't think that's where you're supposed to wear jock straps. Just saying.
No, it's not a jock strap, but just to our regular viewers, I had a trip to the hospital earlier this week. This is my sinus surgery number 6, and I am putting it on a little bit. I don't actually need that on at the moment. There we go.
Actually, I thought maybe Pia had punched you in the nose or something for some of your comments.
What comments? There's been nothing bad today. Anyway, look, welcome to Oz by Drone. This is I just still wanted to have something at our regular time. I'm not really up to doing a full show today. There's no news. There's nothing else other than, at the moment, me and Lloyd. And any of you that want to come on, you're welcome to do so. The link's been posted in the chat a short while ago. If no one comes in, this is only going to be about 5 or 10 minutes. But there's one piece of good news that I did want to share. I've worked it out. You remember last week and certainly the number of weeks before, the monetization of this channel was showing as not suitable for most advertisers. I've got an answer to that question.
Finally,
yeah. So just out of interest, and this is for any other YouTubers out there, if you copy your previous event and your previous event didn't answer the set of questions about monetization, that can be a problem. So way back when, YouTube never asked those questions and they changed the system, but I kept on copying the same event and just using that as a template, and I never said, yeah, I meet all the requirements. So that's all fixed now today. So for the first time, that won't be a problem.
Oh, good. About time. Yeah, it would. That's the problem with YouTube. They change these things and don't bother to let anybody know what they're doing. So, Oh, by the way, I am using my Wirecast background here because it's the holiday month. So I thought, why not? Yeah. But yeah, they've made a lot of changes, and that probably, of course, I'm not monetized, so I don't have to worry about it. But that's something I'll probably have to check myself.
Indeed. So for the moment, what is happening around the world? What have you been up to this week, Grumps?
I haven't, I've just been taking it easy. I did put up 5 videos this week because I had enough material left over from that debacle trip we took last Friday, and the reason I couldn't be here.
So let's talk about that. What happened?
Okay. What happened? We were headed down to the cabin. We left early enough to run down there. We're just going to check on it, come back. It's a 30-minute drive. So about 2/3 of the way there, I heard this ungodly noise coming off the back of our truck. And of course, I look up thinking I just dropped Judy's electric wheelchair off the back. Well, it was still sitting there. So I get out and I look around, and I didn't see anything, but I saw a piece of tire rubber laying there nearby. I thought, well, I must have run over a truck tire that had thrown this rubber. So anyways, I get in. I said, I wonder what the problem is. Before I took off, I said, I'll do one more walk around. Sure enough, what I'd done is thrown the belt had separated from the tread on my tire. Well, on Ford trucks, they put the spare up under the bed. Well, I'm too old and fat to get down there to change it and get down there and get it. And besides that, I pay for roadside assistance, and that's where the trouble started. You send in your information, they take it, you send your map to them, shows your location, then you type exactly where you're at. And it took them over 2.5 hours to make a 15-minute drive to come out and find me. They had the guy circling around 20 miles the other direction looking for me. And the driver, why he didn't they had my number. All they had to do is pick up and say, now, where exactly are you located? I gave him specific directions. I even called him, and or the dispatcher called me and asked exactly where I was at. I told him, and it's still another hour. And it was like, when the guy gets there, I felt bad because the guy looked like he was in worse shape than I was. But uh, I paid for that and stuff. Anyways, yeah, I thought would be a 30-minute trip down, another 30-minute back. Had plenty of time. We left at 3:15 and we got home at 7:30, and
Okay.
it's only a 30-minute drive.
We have Joe Blaylock ready to
Oh,
fly. I wasn't. I was kind of saying, yeah, let's do it, but that's cool. Let me go and tell you what. I want you to do me a favor and go and entertain for a little while. You're going to stay on the screen, and I'll go get
oh,
Joe up. So I'll leave you to tell a few jokes.
well, I can tell you right now with the jokes that let's see, I just got a new one. A recent study has found that women who carry a little extra weight live longer than the men who mention it. Okay, no laugh from there. I'm stuck. And you guys, uh, oh, speaking of jokes, well, no, that came out wrong. Sorry, Mel. 400 AGL is in the audience there, and several people earlier wondered if he was going to have to change his channel name to 300 AGL. And let's see. Okay, let's see. It's always windy in the sports arena. All those fans. Oh my God, that's terrible. This is me right here. I don't have a beer gut. I have a protective covering for my rock hard abs. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Most children
Now,
threaten to. Okay. Good.
okay, we've got something from Joe. Look at that.
Oh my God. Is that?
Now, like all things, the internet can get in the
Right.
way of a good picture, but
Right. But that's a gorgeous sunset.
yeah.
Oh wow. Look at those colors.
Like I said, I wasn't, I didn't let anyone know we'd allow streams in today, so
Yeah.
I wasn't kind of ready for it. But
Hey, that is excellent, Joe. That's an excellent video. Like you said, the internet gets in the way of a good picture. Sort of like the truth gets in the way of a good story.
speaking of flying live, so 300 is where they're heading to, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's. I caught a little bit. I didn't watch Ken Herron show last night, but he had 51 drones, who stays pretty much on top of that stuff. And they had mentioned, I guess, XJet from New Zealand had said that that's what he'd heard. So leave it to a
It kind of
Kiwi.
makes sense because look, what they're trying
Yeah,
to do realistically is carve out a piece of airspace that's available for stuff that's below general aviation but above drones, and so that they
right.
can have their regulated flight corridor up there. That kind of makes sense.
What they could have done was gone 400 to 600, and for Amazon and all those,
I agree
flying,
personally,
you
but
know,
if you have a look, and there's a channel, Gary from what's his name? I can't think of the name of the channel now, but he's got a slogan: "No GA below 2K." So he wants to actually reserve below 2,000 feet for non-general aviation, unless you're coming in for a landing, a takeoff, etc., of course.
right, which you're barred from flying near an airport anyway, so that would take care of some of that. But
And then once you've done that, you've got the capability to go and carve up that airspace up to that
yeah,
2,000 a little bit differently. Some Amazon, some whatever in there.
right, right, yeah, that would be nice below 2,000, and I still say they could do 400 to 0 for us. The good thing is uh, I heard something about uh, they may not require remote ID for, say, FPVs and stuff like that. Uh, don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but it comes down to this, and this is kind of, I've talked to several people about this. The difference between, having a license plate on your car and a license plate on your drone is with a car, you could potentially kill, 30, 40 people running over them, like some of these crazies have done.
Mm.
But with a little bitty drone, you hit an aircraft just right, you could uh, you could take out 300 passengers plus all the people on the ground. That if you do it just right, it could happen. It's not that it hasn't. It's not that it has happened or that it might happen, but it could. And it's always that. Uh, it's always that it could that bothers me about drones, which I never have to worry about it because I don't fly over. I don't think I've flown over 30 feet in height. So
Yeah, well, you need your Coke bottles to see any
well,
further than
that's
that,
it.
don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, my line of sight is uh, about 20 feet high and about 50 feet in front of me. You know,
So I'm just reading ZebMeet is saying GA allowed down to 500 AGL in scarcely populated areas in USA.
yes, yeah, it's Georgia. It's GA.
GA, no,
Oh,
General Aviation.
General aviation allowed down to 500 feet and then you got to take into account what about the helicopters that have to come in and do or do airlifts and stuff. They're going to be flying. I mean, I can guarantee you the chopper that flies life flight over my house is definitely below,
Mm.
you know, uh, 500 feet, or 400 feet. And
I can see
then,
Mr. Blaylock's still sending us video. I'm just going to turn his audio down, a bit of noise in there.
okay, I couldn't see it.
And he seems to have either be
Stop.
hovering somewhere
I think
or,
he's hovering to catch the sundown as it goes
yeah,
through, or it's locked up.
one
But
or the
what
other.
a beautiful picture.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just have a look.
Yeah,
I'm reading the chat here. Helicopters allowed down as low as they can land safely. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Helicopters,
yeah,
they need that flexibility.
right.
Zebmeet is confirming that he meant general aviation with his GA.
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah.
Michael Blade.
See, that's why I'm not a drone pilot. I'm a vlogger because I assumed he meant Georgia, and I thought, well, wait a minute. I thought the FAA controlled there. You're right. General aviation, my bad. Yeah. This is why I don't fly.
Yeah. Sun
Oh,
is
I see
almost set
somebody.
here in Washington State, USA. So that's Washington State where Joe's flying today.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, by the way, we have set a record. We've not yet been listed as not suitable for most advertisers. So, that is the answer that we found before. So, that's some good news.
Yeah.
We've also got Mr. Mel coming in to say hello. Haven't seen you for a while, Mel, on here. So, we'll get you up on the screen in a couple of minutes. Just bear with us as my producer presses some
Soon to
magic
be known
buttons
as
there.
300
Ooh,
AGL.
she's having fun there. 300 AGL.
He said he's
Uh,
not changing.
yeah.
Yeah, Jody just put up Mel 300 AGL. Oh, sorry about that. I meant to. Anyways, so uh, you had surgery done on your nose. By the way, you need to show them the other scars that you're going to develop.
Yeah, as well as on
Yeah,
my nose, I've got some stitches up here. I had a,
they went
uh,
too deep.
yeah,
It
they
came
went
out,
from my nose and it came out the other side.
so they had to stitch the top of your head. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. So, yeah, that was a nice sunset, Joe. Are you still there? Let's just give a little bit more of that full screen. We'll put that shot back up just for a
Yeah,
couple of
there we go.
minutes. I
Oh,
think
that
he's
is,
coming down.
yeah, it's coming down, but still, that's
It was nice to have Joe up there. Absolutely. Next week, speaking of which, is the regular global fly-in that we have
right.
once a month, and that'll simulcast on Ready Set Drone.
Yep.
So
Michael goes. he's like me. The life flight helicopter flies directly over his house at 250, 300 feet. Yeah, that happens. Not only that, a block from my house, we have a football field. So on Friday nights, they have a helicopter fly in to, every couple of weeks it flies in. I mean, it lands right on right there on the football field so they can cover do whatever little thing they're going to do and then move on to the next football field. But, oh my God, it's,
Oh, hang on. There we are. We're back. And we've got Joe just finishing off his landing there.
Yeah. Yep.
Thanks, Joe, for sharing with us today. We'll get that off the screen
Absolutely.
now. Oh, there we go. What do we got? We got us back again, and we've got Mr. Mel.
Howdy.
Okay, it's time for melodrama. How you doing?
Good. What's happening with your internet tonight?
It was only just for a short time. It's back again now. It was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because what I'm getting back from Rendezvous looks terrible.
Well, that's.
Mine's looking good to me. I can see you fine, Mel.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because what I'm seeing is a froze picture that you can't even tell what it's doing.
Okay.
People are talking about all of this FAA stuff for the remote ID and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And I keep offering that I have the video of what Steve Dixon said about remote ID.
Okay.
And basically he said FPV in a confined space such as racing in a building or something like that is not even being considered for remote ID, basically.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was what I was trying to think of.
And he said that remote ID is mainly targeted toward business and commercial applications higher than 300 or 400 feet.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay. So they're
Hang on,
probably
hang on.
not.
Hold that phone. Hold that phone. By the way, do you want to move your camera down a little bit? You look like the guy out of Tool Time sitting on top of the fence.
Okay.
But you said higher than 300 or 400 feet.
Right. In other words, what he was alluding at, I think, is the majority of the remote ID stuff is intended for the commercial things that are going to be the big box delivery stuff and all that.
I'm not convinced. I think they're.
Yeah, I'd heard that under 300 feet there may not be any remote ID. That's what I've heard out. And it's probably.
I think they may be postulating that, right? So why do you need remote ID in the first place? You need it so that you can have a UTM. What do you want a UTM for? So that you can have automation and all of these things going and flying around and not hitting each other. Fine. You need to do that in such a way that you're not going to conflict with anything that's not using remote ID. So if you want to do that, then you carve out, let's say you're 300 to 400 feet, and you say, right, that's where we're going to allow the automated UTM stuff. And obviously when you're coming in for a landing, that's something that, just like landing at an airport, that you're going to need a little bit more care. So that's kind of where I'm thinking that they may be going, but this is all just hypothetical and guesswork. We don't really know until we see something concrete.
Right. And that's supposed to be coming out pretty soon. I
thinking it's supposed to
understand.
be coming out within the next I thought I heard either this month or possibly January.
Yeah. Well, if anybody, I can send you the video, Greg. I don't know how to share it on Rendezvous. But
I'm not going to share it today. Yeah.
The video that he was on, I've cut his little part out where he just talks about that instead of borrowing the whole video. I borrowed
Right.
that 1 minute or 2 minutes or whatever it is so that you can use it without getting in trouble. But yeah, that's basically what he says is everything commercial and business above 300 or 400 feet is his exact words. So everybody's, oh no, they're cutting us down to 300 feet. Well, that's not determined yet.
Right. Yeah.
And
it's all
for
speculation.
FPV indoor and things like that, it's not even on the table. And for obviously designated flying areas, and he even says school football fields, parks, things like that, where you're legal to fly anyway, he says it's not going to be an issue for those areas.
Yeah.
So
Just that-
everybody's dropping the hammer. Oh, they're dropping us down to 300 feet. And it's just like the rumor mill. People
Right,
run their
yeah.
mouth that don't know what they're talking about. They're running on rumors. And it's, if you listen to what the guy actually says, he does give kind of a hint at what they're looking at.
So let's just agree that what he said was sufficiently vague to allow that speculation. You know
Well,
what I mean? He didn't say
Yeah.
specifically one way or another, but
that's what they're looking
But
at.
he did say, he said they're not targeting the hobbyists at all. And he said this is for business and companies above 300 or 400 feet. So
yeah, I'm not
if I go
convinced.
fly
I'm
a
not
commercial
convinced.
job, if I go fly a commercial job above 400 feet, I'll probably need remote ID. But
Yeah.
until then, probably not going to need it.
Well, it's something that, talking about this, and of course, as I say, I'm not a drone guy, but how many FPV flyers, let's take a standard 7-inch, or let's take a 7-inch FPV. How many of those guys fly at 400 feet?
Oh, none probably, unless
How many
they're
fly
goofing off.
at 300,
They don't fly above 50 feet most
Exactly. So
Let's rephrase that. If you put that in the context of your photography drones, they're going to be all supporting it. DJI is going to be supporting it with all of their new models anyway. So it is what it is. And besides which, they've already got Aeroscope, and they've got their other ID protocols already out there where you can identify things on a phone and all of these things. But this is all hypothetical, and let's say that something will happen.
Well, something's going to happen, but that's why I don't understand why everybody's jumping to the conclusion that it's 300 feet, and it's not written in stone. And
yeah,
for the general hobbyist flyer, that's not even 107, it's not going to affect them. So
Right.
I don't see yet what everybody's getting so excited and worried about. I'm not worried about it.
I'm not either. And even if for some reason on hobbyist flights, they were to say, okay, under 300 feet, you don't have to turn on your remote ID. Above, you do. Big deal.
If they said that, no one would complain, I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
I think that's probably, but listen, if I had won the election, we wouldn't be having this discussion, any conversation. Even Ken Heron says he thought it was rigged and I should have won, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to share. I'll
no,
bounce out,
absolutely.
Greg. I just wanted to share what Steve Dixon actually said himself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But even then, Mel, to quote some of the stuff that I did see on Ken's show yesterday, you had one person saying one thing who was FAA Steve, and then there was another FAA Steve that said the opposite about a different topic. So until it's actually published as an official regulation or an FAR or whatever, it just doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why I'm like, why is everybody crapping their pants over 300 feet when it's not here yet? It's it's like the Phantom 5, for Christ's sakes. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, anyone else wanting to come in and join in and jump on the panel? It's just a free for all. Say hello, Mel. Thank you for being there today. You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to go. Whatever suits
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for having the link up there and making it available.
Anytime. So let's see. Let's have a look back at the chat. We'll go back to the regular studio screen as my producer's playing Candy Crush.
Come on, boss. There you go. she's really dropping the ball today. You need to pay her more.
Yeah, I'll give her a
Isn't she
50%.
due for like a double raise on her salary now?
Yeah, I'll give her a 50% increase. So
There you
just
go.
having a look here. Let's have a look back at the chat.
Art says he's changing his handle to Artco 4.5 AGL.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Problem with Mavic Air that it jams the stream when I come into land. Yeah, it shouldn't do. By the way, I've got some exclusive news. Are you ready
Oh,
for it? I haven't got a
yeah.
news. Hang on. Have I got a news stinger? Let me just press a button or two. Press that and look for. Oh, it wants to upgrade. No, we won't do that. Applause, kids cheering, battle cry, ambulance. I've got lots of sound effecty things that I never use. I'm not as
You're not as
organised
button
as.
happy as I am.
Yeah, well, I haven't got a news one. Doesn't matter. Quick little news flash. So coming very, very soon to No Limit Drones is Boost Plus. So everyone will have heard before there's the traditional FCC signal level, and there's the CE signal level, which is the basic one for non-USA. So CE,
Right.
FCC, Boost, people have heard about before. Now there's Boost Plus. Now, previously, Boost was limited to, I think it was the aircraft increasing its signal level for the return path.
Okay.
But there's a new update which allows it to happen bidirectionally. So the transmitter also increases, I believe, its signal output going to the aircraft. So I believe it's going to be 2.5 watts. Now, you do need a license to do this, to do it legally and to do the right thing. And of course, you don't actually want to fly off into the Netherlands. The intent of anyone wanting to use a stronger signal is to avoid interference. But you only should do that if you're licensed to do so. But just sharing with people that No Limit Drones has got that new feature that I
Say
heard about
license
during the
to
week.
Are you talking about like an FCC license to
Correct.
like
So there's
ham
different
radio
ways.
operator license?
Correct. So you can broadcast on the traditional. It's the ISM band, which if you have a ham radio license, you can broadcast on that band, which is part of what DJI aircraft use, and you can do that at a higher power output level if you
got
have
a
the
super
appropriate
chat.
licenses to do so. We've got a super chat. Oh. Artco Drone Solutions, thank you for the cool sticker. I haven't got a sticker song.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's all right. We're not going to sing it.
My
either.
producer's doing the sticker thing in the
Sticker
background.
dance? Yeah, okay, yeah.
I love sticker, yes I do.
See, there we go.
There we go. All right. Yay.
Okay. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Let me see what else is happening in the drone world. We've got the rumors around the DJI FPV.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I saw that the other day.
Yeah. Again, apologies I don't have official news around here today, but this is, where are we? DJI could be close to releasing this FPV racing drone. I'm just seeing on a few different places.
Right.
Looks very, very nice.
Yeah, the question has been asked, and I've thought the same thing. How sturdy is this thing going to really be for FPV? Because I think half the fun of flying FPV for most people is the crashes. Can we crash and survive it? That's obviously from what I've seen of the picture I've seen of it, it doesn't look like it would be crash worthy.
Yes.
It's a little wimpy.
It kind of, to me, looks a bit like, what would I call it? The first drone that I had, it looks very, very similar to that. And it wasn't a racing drone, but it was something that was a manufactured drone. And once it's gone, it's gone.
Ooh,
You know.
you got a big super chat. Thank you, Joe.
Joe Blaylock, thanks for letting me fly. Joe, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Anyone else who wants to super chat that amount, you're welcome to fly as well.
I I think you'd probably let him fly without super chat, but that is definitely appreciated for the show.
Yeah, absolutely. What time have we got? We got 11:30. I am, as I said at the beginning, had surgery recently, and I'm starting to fade. So
Yeah,
I'm going
I
to go.
can tell you.
I'm going to go very, very soon. But if anyone else wants to either come on the screen or to fly, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Joe Blaylock says, "I like stickers." Yes, I do.
So let me finish off with a couple of quick community service announcements. If you want to send email, that's where you send it to. And I obviously need to press that shot to make it come up. And over here, then we've got our social media. You can talk to us on any of those: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Smashcast, DLive, and a few others. And there's a postal address if you'd like to send anything in to us. Now let's just have a quick peek back in the chat room. Anyone wanting to come on screen? Looking. No, I don't see anything there. Look, I'm going to leave it there today, but as we go, I'm going to check and see if we are still suitable for most advertisers, and the answer is yes, we are. So we fixed that problem.
Excellent. Well, that's a good thing to know too, because I use StreamYard to set all mine up, but I probably need to go through and because like I switched seasons, on my channel. I'm in my 4th season now, and whenever I upload a video, I have Grumpy Vlogger season. It was season 3, and then episode was left blank, and then I just fill that in for my title. Well, I had to go to my dashboard to find it. I thought, now I don't want to have to keep going back and taking out the season 3 because it's season 4. So what I ended up doing was I went to my dashboard and found where I have
The
my
template.
preloaded stuff. Yeah, my template
Yeah.
for that. So that's probably where you have to go, and I probably need to go look at that too.
Yeah. Okay, absolutely. Well, look,
So-
thanks everyone for being here, for watching. Thanks for the support for my sinus surgery. Hopefully this is the last one. Again, it was number 6 that we had just now, so hopefully it's going to all
Maybe they'll get it
recover.
right this time.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the show. Grumpy, last words from you.
Just everybody, let's just enjoy the hobby. Let's just have fun. Let's just we're coming into the holidays, but we're dealing with COVID. Let's just have a good time. Remember, be nice, treat each other better than you treat yourselves. And I think I think things will be better for everybody.
Okay, and don't forget Global Fly-In next week. So look forward
Absolutely.
to that one. Okay, thanks everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.